I like to think it's like a match rhubarb, crumble and custard.
Oh, I like that.
Do you know what I mean? You can get different recipes, temperatures and
I
custard.
can't bear rhubarb.
And then it can just
Well,
be creative. Well, blackberries then or something for you, I don't know.
Rhubarb is the work of the devil.
Is it?
As is gooseberries and okra.
I used to grow rhubarb and gooseberries in Birmingham.
Well, of course, that's part of the rhubarb triangle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that from Mr. Fry on QI.
Wow.
You can probably hear there's some ambient noise.
Like that.
It's party time. I'm at the Fox again, and it's a lovely sunny day. Up north it's piddling down with snow, ice and all that. Awful, but down here, if it was the right temperature, I could put my bikini on. But I'm not going to, hence I've got the jumper on. Now today is a very special day. This is number 30 in a series of 266 programmes, and we are going to be talking to a friend I met on Facebook that is known to other people as well in the Brighton environ. People like Betty Swallocks.
Ogbeide.
Ogbeide! Now apparently there's two ways of pronouncing this. Can we just get this at the top?
Yeah.
Ogbeide is the English way of saying it. But you're from Nigeria, or your dad's from Nigeria.
Yes, yeah.
What's the Nigerian way of saying it?
So you've got to think about opening up the back of your throat. I don't know whether we've done that before, and they're guttural. So it's like, ooh. So it's like, ooh. So,
What's it like? What?
Ogbeide.
Ogbeide.
Ogbeide. Open up your throat.
Open up your throat. Get this now.
up
Everyone
your
together
throat.
now. Open up your throat, yeah.
Ogbeide.
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 Not bad. Yeah, got a bit of practice to come your way.
It's had a lot of practice on my throat, darling. I can tell you that over the years.
I know, I've heard. Absolutely. All good.
I've already just met.
All good, though, I have to say.
Well, it's lovely. Thanks for coming on this. So, we basically met friends on Facebook, and I just saw this, and I went, you know, because we've got lots of friends in common, which we've just found out, which is rather nice. And I saw this advert, and I went, that is hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm the T-shirt king. It's time to play Guess the Slogan. Ah. Ah. Ah.
According to the Office for National Statistics, what was the population of Brighton and Hove in March 2021?
227,200.
Correct. In kilometres, what is the average distance between the Earth and the Moon?
384,400 kilometres.
Correct. Which group won the Eurovision Song Contest in Brighton, and what was the title of the song?
To order yours for a friend, family member, or a total stranger, go to www.slogantshirtsforyou.com. And here's the QR code.
They put there, so I did a Father Christmas one, didn't I? And it was about 5 minutes long.
Yeah. You know.
And people, my friends of mine looked at it and they said, you know, thank Father Christmas to start the show. And they said, there's not enough of Mark in it. And I said, well, that's what it is. It's a show, you know, like on your video.
Yeah.
Well, I loved it. Not only that, you're a singer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've written my own songs. I've produced them, produced them, released them, performed. It was more to do with representation, okay? LGBT, brown-skinned, out there.
Yeah.
So you're talking for 10, 15 years, I've been out performing on main stages, in clubs, and now it's got to the point whereby it's gone global. So, yeah.
I don't think they'll go global with this one, but we're trying our best. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I can actually say from the LGBTWXYZ thing, whatever it is these days, I can hear that just in your voice. And not only that, I'm not colourblind.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
but I appreciate what you're saying because
yeah.
there's not enough people out there that realise that, you know, no matter what colour skin you have, what sexuality you are, whatever like that, you do have a situation that actually you have a, you know, ability to entertain or do whatever you do in your own realm of work.
Yes.
You know, it's when people say, well, no.
I think for me also it's about sort of just inspiring people to,
Well, that's,
you know,
it's education, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're educating.
And that's what I've spent the last, I'd say, 15 years doing. To the point with local television, I created a TV series called. So, I was contacted and somebody said, Osaro, can you do something for Black History Month? And I went, first of all, I'm not black, and I went, secondly, when is it? Right. So I did Google
We've got
it.
no high.
When
is it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we'll move on from that. I'll have to Google it. So I Googled it and I said I'd do something called Celebration of Blackness, where I included every colour in the interviews.
Yeah.
About different perspectives, and that was really good.
And who was that for?
Latest TV.
Latest TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Enough said. Did you have an audience then?
I did, and I got a lot of stops on the street going, well done, Osaro, thank you very much.
It's coming up again, sorry to build you top out there with it. I did was that one with Andrew Kay called Cook It.
Oh, I know Andrew.
And it was 10 years ago, probably more, no. When was 12 years ago, isn't it? It was,
Yeah, yeah.
And we're making pork burgers in the technical college with Andrew, and Bill was saying, that's what I call television. I'm going, really? Well, I tell you what, it's cheap.
Yeah.
And they're still repeating that.
Wow, you see, in demand. That's what
No, it's just that low budget, they
I
haven't
got
got
you.
the budget to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And no matter what situations, I mean, with all sorts of local stuff, you know, it's not like the old days where, you know, we had just 2 or 3 channels, a bit of the radio and all
goodness.
that. And now, everyone can do
Everything,
it.
different areas. You've got TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. What's no longer called Twitter, it's called X. All of these things, and then you have means to promote and express.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I remember when I was growing up, there were 3 channels, then Channel 4 came on. I was like, wow.
When I was growing up, there were 2 channels.
BBC 1 and BBC 2. No?
No, there was no BBC 2.
Oh.
That started in '68
Okay.
in colour.
You don't look old enough, sweetie.
It's my birthday on the 19th. That's the 19th of January. Don't forget. But I don't actually celebrate
So they were
it. It's somewhat of a milestone, but I'm not going to get into that detail. That's said. As you can see, I'm sporting my Edward VII look today, or is it the Tsar of Russia?
So good.
Yeah, thank you. So but in those days it was just BBC television,
Right.
and ITV, and that was it.
And look at it now. Oh my
And
God.
now you can go and watch it. I mean, Stephen coming when he came to pick me up, he said, well, what did you watch? And I said, well, I watched a lot of YouTube because there's some really good stuff on there.
It's phenomenal. I watched YouTube this morning, but I can't remember what I watched, but it was good for about 10 minutes before I came over.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Where do you live now?
So I live in Brighton when I'm here.
It's in Brighton.
Yeah.
Which is up because this is where we are. It's Brighton. Not New Brighton, no, Brighton. On the south coast. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you live in Brighton.
So I was spending a lot of time in Spain as well.
Which part of Spain?
A place called Javier.
Javier?
Yeah. Javier.
Javier.
So Costa Blanca North.
Yeah.
So I used to spend maybe 3 or 4 months every year there.
Yeah, my father had a villa on Mallorca.
Oh yes.
For many years. And that I remember when a beer was 25 to 30.
Solier and everything.
Porto Soler, beautiful.
Yeah.
The only train trip you can go up is up.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a right old rickety thing,
Yeah.
wooden, like these really uncomfortable benches.
Yeah, it's proper.
So it cost you about, like 20 pesetas back in those days to do that.
Yeah.
But that's lovely. I mean, I love Spain. My husband's from Costa Rica.
Oh wow, I've never been over there, but...
Oh, you'd love it.
Yeah.
And certainly the Costa Rican men, I can tell you.
Oh.
I got a good deal, really. He's 26 years younger than me. God knows what.
Wow. Good on you.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
So, I'm now back here for a while. I'm actually going back to Spain in like 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
For how long?
I'm just flipping. So 2, then a week here, then I've got back for another 2. Then I'm spending, which I'm excited about, the spring and summer in Brighton. First time in years. You're going to see me around, everybody.
I mean, it'll not be a case blinking you'll miss. You'll see him around a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually really happy to be here, just to do things, and I can't wait.
Well, yeah, it's like it's just your second home.
Just to chill.
I mean, you're an international babe.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been my first winter in Europe for a long time.
How are you finding it?
Oh my God, today is sunny.
Yeah.
Right?
I was really surprised.
The grey sky is something else.
Do you suffer from sad?
Well, I didn't, because I've always been in sunny climates, but I think I do right now with this situation.
Depression.
So no. Because you got me going now, because I do travel a lot.
Yeah.
I've trekked across Borneo. I've snowmobiled north the Arctic. I go to Brazil, you name it.
How's your Portuguese?
Across China.
Oh.
I caught the Trans-Siberian.
Did you?
From Moscow.
Did you have an ointment for it?
Pardon?
Did you have an ointment for it?
No, the doctor cured it straight away.
Amazing,
I
isn't it?
tell you, they were putting the raw.
Were you in an old Pullman? I told you. It's all coming out. Sparks me off. That's it. Don't stop.
So no, that was a fantastic trip. The Trans-Siberian.
I bet you've never been to the Falkland Islands.
I can say to you on that one, no.
I have.
Have you?
I was aircrew. And when the first Gulf War was on, we were seconded to do the R&R for the troops that were going from Bryce Norton down, to Ascension, and then coming back to them to then go to the Gulf.
Wow.
And all the young ladies on my crew were all when we got back to Bryce Norton, it was like a 3-week trip. It was fabulous. Oh my God, didn't spend a penny at all.
Wow.
A vodka shot would be like 5p.
Wow.
Nappy, you see.
Yeah.
And they were all coming out. I said, what are you crying for? They're all going off to die. And I said, that's not really the attitude to have, is it?
Well, it's something else I have
They're
to
all
say.
going off to die.
I mean, really?
They're all going to die? Hopefully. None.
I just got it, but, even so. Yeah, that's a bit, but it's morbid.
It is a bit to be like that. And I said, no, that's their job. It's not to die, it's to defend.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be political about it. And I said, they don't want to see you tears rolling down your faces. They're getting on.
No,
army, you know,
tank or
transport,
whatever they have.
you know.
Yeah,
They need to have, you know,
inspiration, motivation.
which is what you do a lot.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk
Thank
about that.
you.
We're going to talk about that in our next segment. We'll be back in a moment. You can probably hear there's some ambient noise.
Like that.
It's party time because somebody upstairs, we're very close to the crematorium, and this pub is always used for the wakes.
I wondered why there were some people dressed smartly, and I thought,
They're
could
all
it be
in
a
black.
wedding?
They're
Or
all
I thought,
black.
it's going on upstairs.
But they all seem to be quite jolly.
Yeah.
So they're having a bit of a do
Oh,
upstairs.
that's what it was.
I don't know if the poor buggers. Mine's a Guinness. Right, cheers. Right, so motivation. Completely lost track here now.
Going home well.
It's so good for you. So you're motivational inspiration to many.
I seem to be. That's what people say. Yeah, and you know, it's because when I was young once.
You're only 24.
There
You can't
wasn't.
fly. It's all that travelling.
There wasn't anything or anybody out there that I could relate to. So I thought, you know something, I've got to change this, and I did.
Oh, you did.
I did. I'm so happy.
So do you give classes or?
Do you mean like drawing classes, art classes, or?
No, motivational classes.
No.
You're just an influencer.
Funny
then.
thing. Well, it is funny. No, it isn't funny.
Well, it could be.
So I studied.
You'll know if I laugh.
I studied pharmacology, medicine, drugs development.
Right.
Right.
Very worthy.
Didn't know what I wanted to do when I got the degree.
Yeah.
So I went to the bank manager and I said, "Can I have £1,000? Back in the day, that was a lot." And they said, "Why do you want that?" And I said, "I want to go to Florida for a vacation. I deserve it." They said, "Okay." So I got the £1,000 and I went off to Florida, Daytona Beach, everything. Came back to England, didn't know what I wanted to do. Then there was a job, wanted a person with good people skills, working in mental health, It jumped out.
Yeah.
I phoned the person up, got the job, working in Brixton with community mental health. 15 years later, cut to the chase, I was a manager of residential services across London and a consultant to work with all sorts of people, homeless, mental health, fleeing domestic violence. I did training courses, and I did go to university. I qualified as a counsellor.
A counsellor?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So pharmacology and counselling.
How about that then? That told me. Yeah. Well, I actually, when I was as an actor, because that's what I do,
Sorry.
occasionally,
Right,
but
okay.
tears rolling down occasionally.
Yeah.
I actually qualified as a nurse.
Oh.
What I can
Right.
tell you about kidneys, you're specialised in renal.
Right.
But it is a wonderful thing to be in that. And I
Yeah.
ended up with a degree which I did after school, because I was crap at school. I got a
Right,
degree in
right.
education. I became a
Right.
teacher as well as acting. And a lot of people said to me, like job centres and all that, they said, well, quite difficult to find because you've got this degree and you've got all these other
Yeah.
qualifications and all that. Perhaps it might be a good idea to take your degree off your CV. I hit the roof. I said, I want to see your manager and I want to see him or her now, and I want you to repeat what you've just said to me. Because I'm not a number.
Oh,
I worked for that.
Goodness.
Like
Yeah.
you worked for yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm honest, it's never done me any favours having it. You know.
But yeah, but at least the process. When I was doing my pharmacology degree, the lecturers are coming up to me and going, "Are you sure you're on the right course? Don't you want to do something like the arts?" And I was like, "I've started, so I'll finish." Like, do you remember Mastermind?
Yeah.
I've started.
It's still on the telly, but he's been dead now. Magnus has been dead a
Oh, he
long
was
time.
brilliant.
Oh, lovely.
So, yeah.
Icelandic.
Is he?
Was
he?
Yeah.
Is that a shop?
Well, yeah.
No,
yes.
that was just that was silly.
Well,
But no,
fingers.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have had
Well,
the
that's
training.
it. And it is. Don't judge a book by its cover. Again, isn't it?
100%, because you never know.
You never know who you're
what is
talking
going
to.
on. And the only reason I got into t-shirts was because my partner had a t-shirt company back in the day. And it was much more fun doing that than the other career that I did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but you took a good bite out of the apple for doing it.
100%.
But as an actor, I've done so many. Well, you've got a long CV, and I said, yeah, well, my attitude, as I've said it before on the show, my attitude, isn't it, Betty? My attitude has always been, when you get bored of it, move on.
Wow.
Or if management becomes so up themselves, it's a time when you can say, because as an actor, I mean, I'm more semi-retired now. I mean, I really do stuff with Stephen, or some voiceovers. But when you're in that situation and you can just look at them, always imagine them sitting on the loo with constipation, straining away.
That is what I do.
And then say to them, I said, look, I said, look, before you go any further, there's been some problem that, you know, because I'm not a yes man, I'll call a spade a spade. I don't want the confrontation.
Yeah.
But sometimes you've got to put your foot down.
Sometimes it
and I think you and I are very similar in that way.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know what my future is holding, but I will make it happen, and I enjoy the process along the way as much as I can.
Our cards have already been dealt with. 3 years ago, I was fully mobile, drove a car and all that, and had jobs and all that, didn't I?
Yeah.
And now look at me now, I'm disabled, housebound. It's like a day out for me today,
it's
isn't it?
very good. I mean, 3 years ago, I had a full set of hair. Right?
Really?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I guess it's only a wig. It's only a wig. 3 years. Easy step. I must be popping down these.
So you just never know. So I mean, coming here today, fantastic. I appreciate the connection and just going with the flow.
I'm actually quite good at winning. Yeah, well, that's very kind of you. I'm actually quite good at choosing, apart from one, which was nameless. Hence number 7 that became not number 7 because you became number 7. It doesn't exist anymore. Well, it exists, but it's not shown. Apart from that, I'm pretty good on character, and I can look at somebody and I say, normally I say, I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
You know, and immediately I saw your life. I said, that's why. Then you put the thing up about your t-shirts, having a sale or over Christmas, and if I bung that on, you might get, you know, these lovely t-shirts you've got, you know, you might get a few more sales. You never know, do you? It's all sharing.
Oh, it's great, and if you can do that, that is fantastic. I've got some shirts for you here, by the way.
He sent me a text earlier. He said, I'll bring a couple of extra large with me.
Well, I did have XXL, but I think they'll fit you very well, extra large. American size.
Was that good?
Yes, very good.
What's
going on? Well, I can get like double XL, triple XL. In fact, the best way to do that, do you know what I say to some people back in the day when they're really big? They say, have you got my size in the shirt? And they go, no, but I said, I'll tell you where you can get them. Go to Heathrow, go to the States, you'll be looked after very well.
Yeah, because they do, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I always like the adage of people out in the States stuff in their semi-tunnel, there's air crew. Oh, your whistle's gone.
I just get taken over.
The plates that arrive, dustbin lid size, piled like that.
God.
And they're going, and I saw a YouTube video the other day in a seafood restaurant.
All you can eat.
And all you can eat. But no plates. Came along with a great big, like a big paella dish, right? and they're all sitting there, they've got their glasses of wine or whatever, or their diet tab, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she poured all the stuff down the middle of the table onto a tablecloth.
Ooh.
I said, Christ, their laundry must be some. And that's how they do this. So it's like a gimmick, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
it's their trademark.
But I must say, it was like all the seafood and all that we call on the carb and all that sort of stuff. It looked stunning. But the Americans,
some of the meals they serve in America are huge. Oh my God, the roads themselves are huge. Even to some private places, they're the size of the UK.
Everything's big in America.
Oh my goodness.
That was that story of me.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I have said it many occasions. I mean, I do not like America. I have lots. I don't like their ethos. I don't like their arrogance. I don't like any of that. But I've got lots and lots of American friends who I adore.
Yeah.
And they all tend to be people who are completely opposite to how I perceive America.
Yeah, exactly.
It is that, you know, make America great again. Well, why did you lose it in the first place, if that's the case?
Yeah. I mean, I go to America a lot. So, I have different experiences that I've seen.
50 different
I mean,
states.
San Francisco was, a few years ago, was just shocking to see the poverty there now.
Yeah.
And how expensive it is. Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
The prices are sky high.
Yeah.
People are even leaving San Francisco to go and live in New York. Now that's saying something.
Well, I've got friends in Fresno as well.
And I used to party.
I don't know if they're still alive, but they were quite old.
I used to party in New York.
Should we leave that the part?
No.
Used to party there. Studio 54?
No, I'm not that old, but yeah.
Right?
I'm not that old, but yeah. Oh, the Grand Canyon. This is how still I am sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You know the Grand Canyon gets hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was with Grant, bless his soul, and he said to me, "Do you fancy a little walk down to the Grand Canyon?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we stayed overnight on a lodge, and we got up in the morning with our flip-flops and shorts and a t-shirt, and we just started to walk down the Grand Canyon. All the other people, most people had the backpack, hats and everything like that. And they're going to me, "Are you okay?" I go, yeah. An hour and a half later I turned to Grant and I said, "Ooh, I don't think we should have worn the flip-flops and everything." I thought, let's get in the car.
Not in that
we went
terrain.
Back up to the top. And then there's this woman, bless her, she was my age, and she said to me, she said, "What are you?" Well, that's me, like being American. "What are you?" I said, "Well, I'm mixed, Scottish, English, Nigerian." And she said, and she had a teeth missing, bless her. She said, "I walk up and down the Grand Canyon every day with a mule. That's my job." And then she said to me, she said, "I've never been to a city." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, bless you." And she said, "I'm a redneck." She said, "And we go in the fields and we don't put suntan lotion, that's why we're a redneck." And then she said, "Would you like to come for a drink with me?" And I was like, "No, thank you." But she was sweet. But I was just shocked she hadn't been to a city, and she was. And I just come from Las Vegas to there. Just shows you how America is.
Yeah, well,
oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
It's a smorgasbord, completely different, an attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, I just look at it and I just think to myself, are they mentally challenged, some of these people?
I stayed in Florida, the largest retirement home in America. They're called the Villages. They have the highest rate of sexual transmitted diseases because a lot of them are swinging. And I was invited to a few houses and was like, "No, thank you." Now, everybody was quite senior, and over there you get around in a golf car on the roads, right? And Mackenzie, who I was with, he went into the shop, and I was left there on the car park, hit on within 5 minutes by 3 senior women. "Hello, how are you? Where are you going? Where are you staying?" I thought, oh my goodness me, the Villages.
And didn't you just turn around and say, Well, John, I'm afraid I don't back for your team.
No, I was like, no, I was very nice to meet you. I wish you well. But I was shocked by it as well.
Oh, well, I think that isn't that the
village.
same place in the villages where Ruby Wax's mother used to be.
Oh, I see. I don't know.
Because she was very sick, and I think they all came up one of Ruby Wax's shows. And she went over there and said, "You will not believe it." What goes on. So, but I've always enjoyed the fact that if you've got it, flaunt it. But I mean, that avenue of pleasure has been discontinued in my life these days.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, I've got a very handsome husband and all that. We don't live in the same place because, well, no, because it's just impossible. I'm a messy bugger, and he's got a cleaning disorder. It's it's not a disorder. He's just very tidy. But hopefully he's going to be moving in soon when I go to senior housing. And that way, you know, because he has been, all those British said, he's now been anglicised.
Right.
He speaks 4 languages.
Wow.
I speak 2 languages.
Is one of them English?
One's English, how did you know? And the other one's bad language.
Bad language.
Because I do suffer, which you don't often see these days, the gut told of Tourette's. In the earlier shows, I was looking blindly like no one.
Right. So this is a very clean one.
They've been clean for quite a long time, haven't they? Mind you, the innuendo that's coming out in this show is going to continue in a moment, because we're going to be back in a second. And welcome back. The one thing I need to say to you out there, my lovely audience, is nipple clamps.
Nipple clamps?
Nipple clamps. And joining us in this, you know, highly irregular debate, I think it's going to be, is my cohort and best friend, the Betty Swallocks. Hello, Betty. Say hello, Betty.
Hello, Betty. How are you all?
Have you got your nipple clamp on, dear?
I have.
Yeah.
It's very near my nipple.
Well, don't shout too now. They're only in Bradford, which I'm actually snowed in at the moment.
I know.
So nipple clamp.
Right.
I've not had experience with such.
Well, I've actually never heard of such a thing. Ever.
No?
Really? Apart from when I actually sort of had these sort of metal things, so like pegs as well, like it's called pegging.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't know how it happened.
Well,
you know the pegs and things. I just
like clothes pegs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of like putting these fabulous t-shirts on, let's see what I did, on the line, these pegs ended up on the nipple. Oh my God.
Well, there was a film years ago in Richard Harris called A Man Called Horse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've seen it.
And where he's taken in by the Cherokee, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And the initiation was him to be strung up by his nipple.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
And
I'd love that. To be
mind you, you've got enough subcutaneous there to hang up. You'll end up with boobies the size of Nicaragua, won't you?
Well, yeah,
So,
that's what they did.
Yeah.
They started to go down to my knees.
So I'd like to say, first of all, sorry, Mom, if you ever watch this. But there's something about sensitivity and pain, right? Oh, I've only done it once. When these so-called nipple clamps, that's what you call them.
Clothes pegs.
The clothes came off. Oh.
How was the sensation?
Oh my gosh, it was. I thought I'd had the Toblerone and gone to heaven.
Did you have any anticipation
It
of it?
was so good. I'm not advocating nipple clamps for everybody.
I was a friend. I got invited to Madam Sin's party.
Oh right.
And this was in Mayfair. And it was
Not Cynthia Pine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was all going on. Everything was going on.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And she said, and she thought I was. Who did you think I was? He's in a home now. Oh God.
Here we go.
My memory's gone.
So dementia.
Pardon?
Early dementia.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Who are you?
I can't remember.
Well, yeah, but I met Cynthia.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, well,
She thought you were somebody else. It doesn't, we don't
it was
really
happening.
matter who it
No.
is. But
Maisie Trollet.
Right.
she thought you were Maisie Trello.
Yeah. She was.
And hello to David, who's
Yes.
a bit poorly at the moment, but he's doing well, love, aren't you? Bless you.
Love you.
I met Cynthia Payne at what was then called the Harlequin
Yeah.
Oh, I've
that's
heard
where
of that.
met
with Martina and
Probably
Dallas.
the same place.
We're probably with Martina and Dallas.
Yes.
Dallas used to come and put his hand on my knee and say, haven't got lovely legs. And he always wore very avant-garde over the top.
Yeah.
You know, and I inherited, when he died, I inherited. And I've not seen Martina for years.
She's in Saltney.
I would
you know,
never, I mean,
She goes to that.
she felt like that. So I'm just going to go and get the monies.
That's right.
Going to get the monies. Yeah, and I said, well, you never knew where the money was coming from. You know,
She's got
hairdressing. She's got hairdressing. So apparently they had about 6 or 7 hairdressers all over the place.
Wow.
I'm going to get the monies.
Wow. Fabulous.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would chat. Well,
she's
they were, I would tell you that they were very generous. So.
Right.
They were the sort of rich people that were generous, and they were very well thought of, weren't they, on the gay scene down there?
They did everything.
Always.
Went everywhere.
And they were always allowed, when I was artistic director of Pride a million years ago,
Oh yeah.
around that time with Sue Nipples, as I call it, talking
yeah.
about clamps.
Yes.
Evil woman. I won't say her real name, but that's what I'm going to call her, Sue Nipples. She always borrowed their huge, great, big, open-top American
Bras.
Chevrolet or whatever they
right.
great big thing
For the
with
parade.
the old doodah down and all
The
that.
parade.
And Dallas would be driving it, and Sue Nipples would be sitting about like the Queen Mother.
Right.
Because she ran the whole thing until it went to there was a charity, shall we say, debacle.
Yeah.
And I left, and I wasn't going to get involved with that sort of nonsense. But they used to do that. So they always were well thought of.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I don't go on the gay scene here anymore because I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Occasionally,
Oh my God.
Well, I'll do it.
You could be in my next music video. I'm recording new material in Brighton
Oh well, there you go.
in February and March.
Littler than
We
I.
could think about a music video. But you'll
We
have to
could.
Speak with your agent
We
first.
could. Well, I haven't got an agent anymore.
No.
But I was a well thought of agent
You were.
and casting director back in the day.
Well-
Not only that, being an actor, and people often say to me, "Oh, you know, it must be marvellous and all that." And even when I was speaking to somebody about Doctor Who, they said, "Oh, you must be." It was a social worker when he was warming up about all my disability equipment they're giving me. And he said, because I love Doctor Who, and he said, which one are you in and all that, and we go through all that malarkey. And he was going on about the fact, oh, you must have been paid an awful lot of money, but I said, no, what we got paid there then is not anything like you think.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's probably on the, unless you're well known, you're probably thinking about the same salary per annum as somebody working in an office or a nurse.
Yeah.
If you
This
were to
is
stretch it over the whole year. That's it. There's
Yeah.
no big, you know,
Like,
unless you are really big.
Really big.
And then when you get too big, what happens? You end up penniless because you spent it all.
A lot of them do.
You see that a lot of that
Lot
on
of them
YouTube.
do.
You know,
You
like,
know, yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
you-
then.
yeah, it's
You know.
terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
You meet them coming down.
Yeah, we could do a bit. That'd be nice.
You know.
Yeah,
What's the song?
Oh, so I haven't got a title for it yet, actually. But I'm working
Look at
with.
the artists.
I'm
already. I've got a
working
title
with.
for
Do you
it.
know? Do you know DJ Josh Sharps? Josh, he
We used to know
he does a
Josh,
lot
didn't
of
we?
pride.
But it's years
I'm
ago.
doing-
was into
I'm doing something with
all
him.
that.
So yeah. So it'll be good fun. But yeah.
Ash was.
Oh my goodness. Bring some glitter.
I've got plenty of that, dear, haven't I? Mind you, I could probably get into one of your frocks these days, couldn't
Well, yeah, easy.
I? Mary, it's Betty Swallocks, Mary Hinge, Betty Swallocks, Mary Hinch. And we
Isn't he bowing down?
We did this film, you and I, didn't we? It was Stephen's idea.
Absolutely.
We used his flat, which you can't swing a cat in.
That's
And
true.
he had done a show the night before, and I said, just leave all your makeup on, leave your wig on, I want you to look like poo-poo.
Yes.
Mind you, this looks like one of your urine samples, so there you are.
Well, my urine sample's yellower than that. Yeah?
Look, my stick.
Yes.
You could have let me know that I'd left my stick here. I've been hobbling around this bloody war-torn place without my stick. No wonder I've got problems with my thing. I'm going to put the rest of the shopping away.
Right, thank you. You are good to me, you know.
Yeah.
It's as well somebody is.
Do you want these in the fridge?
Yes, please. Neck. It's a leck.
Oh, look, state of that.
The fridge is a leck. I know that. I need to defrost it, don't I?
Right, that's your rice, your chicken. There's your ciders. I got you 4 pints and a 2 pint of milk.
That's great, thank you. Oh.
So he's a drag queen,
Oh my goodness.
lying in bed, in drag, with the makeup and all that, looking like poo-poo, right?
To Daddy.
And it was called Whatever Happened to
The
Mary
Baby
Hinch.
Jane.
Whatever Happened to Mary
You see,
Hinch.
I got it. Wonderful.
Whatever Happened to Mary Hinch. And you can see it, would you believe, on YouTube.
I'm going to watch that.
It's quite amusing. One person said, oh, was that scripted? I said, no.
Wow.
Oh,
I
thought it seemed natural.
Yeah, it's because it
I
was.
said there was nothing natural about it
It's
at all.
like, who's that big drag queen in America that she ended up doing all sorts of TV films and eating her own number 2 and all of that.
Oh, you mean,
Absolutely.
Oh?
Divine.
Divine.
I mean, that was raw.
Female
That
Trouble,
was
that was called.
energy.
Which is eating
You know.
poo-poo.
Yeah, that was raw.
Well, she was part and parcel of the... Who was it that did all those films like Female Trouble and all that?
Right.
Who?
John Waters.
John Waters.
Yeah.
She did hair, because she was in Hairspray.
That's
Right, yeah.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Somebody said that I should do.
You do know something about it. Sometimes I say something to Steve and he's like, no, what are you talking about?
I
I
thought
should do
I
that.
was on University Challenge and you know, the sort of asking questions about 1950s, 60s, 70s. The answers coming straight away from over there.
So I've got a funny feeling we might have to go to a show number 2 when you get back.
Yes.
Because there's so much more we can discuss. And a bit like, I like to think this is sometimes a bit like Gogglebox, where you can sort of just sit and talk about anything.
I agree. I like to think it's like a match, rhubarb, crumble and custard.
Oh, I like that.
Do you know what I mean? You can get different recipes, temperatures and
I
custard.
can't bear rhubarb.
And then it can just
Well, apple.
be creative. Well, blackberries then or something for you, I don't know.
Rhubarb is the work of the devil,
Is it?
as is gooseberries and okra.
I used to grow rhubarb and gooseberries in Birmingham.
Well, of course, that's part of the rhubarb triangle.
Oh, I
isn't
didn't
it?
know
Yeah,
that.
I learned that from Mr. Fry on
Wow.
Rhubarb,
See?
you know, from Bradford,
But,
that bit
Yeah.
Leeds, all that, there's a triangle, and that's where all the rhubarb, 90% of our
Yeah,
rhubarb
comes from.
there.
And you can force them as well.
But you leave them out for 2 years,
Yes. And then
and then you put them into a dark room.
darkness.
Because
Forcing
you
it.
can't, you shouldn't eat the leaves because
No,
they'll give you
it's poison.
renal calculi, kidney stones.
You see, we are amazing encyclopedias. Our knowledge is so varied, it's fascinating.
Well, you're right, because this is what this show's all about. It brings things out of people. We've grown quite a bit over the
who'd
years,
have
haven't
thought we'd be talking about rhubarb?
we? Who would have thought it when we started? I couldn't even pronounce his name.
No, that's right.
Well,
We're
mate.
talking about growing rhubarb in Birmingham.
Yeah, great.
Birmingham.
He was there, yeah.
I can talk
Were you
like
near the
that.
ball ring?
I used to go there on every Saturday at the ballroom.
Ballroom.
And meet all my friends.
I went-
Sorry, fellow Brummies, I left a long time ago.
I went there. I was worked for Bucks Fizz, you know, the Eurovision.
Yes, I've heard of
And
this.
we went there on
50%
when.
orange juice and 50% champagne, or was that the other
Yeah.
one? Yes, Bucks Fizz, yes. Is
So
it?
they call that an mimosa.
A mimosa is 2/3 orange juice, 1/3 sparkling, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I was there when they had the last not the last Eurovision, because we've had one since we did for the Ukraine, but the one before that was set in Birmingham.
Was it?
Yeah.
And so I know Birmingham. I also did, of all things, you know what was filmed in Birmingham and
What?
Stuart? Well, it was Pebble Mill.
Oh, back in the day.
No, that was.
Yeah. No.
No.
I know they did Pebble Mill
Yeah.
at one Pebble Mill.
Yeah.
Peaky
At 1
Blinders
o'clock.
was filmed in Birmingham.
Yeah, but this was the old studios, it's no longer there,
Right.
was the original Creatures Great and Small. I was only an extra
Didn't know
in
that.
a pub
No,
drinking brown tea that's supposed to look like ale.
You done.
that's what we're doing now. This is apple juice, by the way, viewers.
I was in Emmerdale and they did Dixon's Open Peculiar and it was the real thing. And all the extras had to have the glasses filled up, continuity and all that.
Really?
And we all got pissed.
Oh,
Absolutely out of
wow.
our bloody heads.
Wow.
Excuse my language, but
They can bleep that out when we make
Those
things
were the
silent.
days.
It's pretty good at that, making things
I'm
go
sure.
silent.
I'm sure it made me go silent anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your wind? Alright.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've got a kite.
We haven't been well.
Wait,
No,
oh, I'm
no.
sorry to hear that.
Well, I'm
You're-
much better.
You're on the road to
I am.
recovery.
Well, but I spoke to the social guy, who was a very nice, Rossi his name, was absolutely delightful, and he said, well, we'll get you a bath board. I mean, you should have filmed me in the bath today, Stephen. It was hilarious.
What?
Getting in's all right, getting out with all my disabilities and problems, because
Quite the
I don't
challenge.
I have Raynaud's syndrome, so you get
Ooh.
circulation problems, all that down there. But getting out, I found a way to do it.
You've got to have a shower
Well, yeah,
room.
yeah.
Eventually
Not in,
you will.
yeah, when I get to the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
But you go on the front, so you're on your knees, then you can use, because I haven't got as much strength
Oh,
in my
yeah,
arm,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
push it. Then try and cop one. Oh, it was
No.
hilarious. I was swearing.
you on
at
your
myself.
own?
I was on my own. The dog was looking at me the whole way through and
Do
going,
it.
go on then, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it.
Oh.
I said,
no,
yeah, and I
really
kept on
this
saying,
guy.
you're no bleeding now, are you? Come on then.
Oh.
Help Daddy out. But no, that's the problem, because the social worker said to me, yeah, honestly, listen to this, said to me, and I said, bathing, and I said, it's a nightmare. I said, because most of the time I don't go out. It's only when I go, you're lucky I could have just done a strip wash today, but I'd be stinking while I know what's But I thought to myself, no, these nice people, they don't want me coming in smelling like an old piece of camembert with a kipper up my arse.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Maybe
so
Brie.
we're feeling quite
Really
fragrant.
nice.
I think Brie would have been better
Brie.
than Camembert. Yeah, I think so.
I like
Well, how about a nice bright Stilton?
Oh, I love it.
Stilton
No.
and Paul.
Now, do you know what? I actually have to go and relieve because
Oh.
that's going straight through. I'll be back.
Well, hold on, no, because
No.
I
just
don't want to.
fiddle yourself.
No.
Well, just hold on a second, because we're coming to the end of the programme anyway.
No, I don't know if I can.
And we're just going to, very quickly, you're going to see Sarah, who is desperate to go to the... Off you go, Sarah, quick, before you fiddle yourself. You're now going to the loo. Yeah, no, he's even jumping across with his legs crossed.
I actually
and
am.
all
You know
that.
where it is?
I've checked on
It's just in there.
Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you move it? Or do you really want to prove it? Loving you is everything. Everything is loving you. Can you move it? Come on and dance with me. Can you move it? Come on and dance with me. Holding you is everything. You're my disco moon.
So, you know, I get caught short like that. It's the gentleman to excuse me at 4:30 in the morning,
That's
you
right.
know that.
Well, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
That's not that way.
But I told you, my doctor just says to me, well, it's all that tick. You know, I gave her that big jug because she said you feel good.
Yeah.
Because I always have a big jug. Then I ran out of coffee. I got Sainsbury's delivery this morning. I ran out of coffee, so I had a coffee. And then he said, I'm here. So I've left it there. So the dog will probably have that.
Well, the coffee, it will. Definitely.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But thank you again, Betty, for coming along to
Thank
our
you for
show.
inviting me.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah, that was
Did it all come out all right?
Yeah.
I'm so grateful it wasn't a dump.
No, okay. So I don't get much. So I'm now, I think, 55, and
You think you're 55?
yeah. So what happens, fellow people, is that I don't really get that much notice. So suddenly it's like, oh, I've got to go, and if I don't go,
Go and have a blood test.
That's what I did.
Yeah, go and have a blood test and a thyroid test.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Just to test it.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
problem is, it's 4:30 in the morning, I have gentlemen's excuse me.
Right.
So the guy said to me, what do you do? I said, I put a bucket by the bed.
Okay.
So this is a fascinating thing to end our programme, and I do have a funny feeling, having already looked at Stephen, to say, I think when he comes back from Hong Kong, we will be doing another show. Excuse me, I'm just filling up my bed.
Yeah. So, but thank you so much.
We'll be doing another show with this delight. I'm so glad I've met him finally. And we've got so many friends in common. Of course, the Betty Swallocks, to all the
Thank
people
you.
out there.
Betty Swallocks.
Common as muck. Very Hinge, of course. Osaro, Obrigado, whatever his name is.
Obrigado.
There you go, my darling.
Obrigado.
Oh, your hands are cold.
I told you I'm not used to
Doing
being
this song.
here in the winter.
You got a song out there?
Told you,
Oh,
didn't I?
Come on.
Obladi, oblada, life goes on. Whoa, life goes on.
Is that enough?
Yes, I think so.